Now it stopped.
I know, now it's going again.
In progress.
Welcome to the Royal Comedy Podcast, episode 1. I'm going to put my phone aside. I don't know. I don't know how other podcasters do it with their phones in their hand and having discussions. Wild. I got questions for you, Kevin Estling. Just as Kevin on yours. You're outside. How's that work? You don't have outside. Your neighbors like with lawnmowers and stuff?
Nope. It is very peaceful out here right now and actually kind of cool in the shade. So
nice.
Perfect 90-degree day.
I'm in my library, so you know.
You read a lot.
Yeah, no, those are just for show. I don't read books at all. Those
I know.
I'm in my bedroom and I can't display an unmade bed, so I have to have a background. That's the story of my background. God forbid people find out that we don't make our bed. I don't know who makes their bed. It's healthier not to.
Psychos make their own bed.
Yeah, psycho, because then you trap in all the germs from the night. You need to air it out. Anyways, okay, so this is a podcast. I got questions for you about comedy. So are you ready for that?
I am ready.
We're going to try these questions out that I wrote this morning.
Whether I know answers is the issue.
What comedian?
Whether I know the answers.
Oh, sorry. The answers are in you.
Okay.
You know, no trick questions. Well, maybe they might be tricky. I don't know for some comedians. What comedians did you listen to growing up?
Growing up, I was lucky to be one of the only families in our neighborhood to have cable. So I did get to see Comedy Central. So I got to see, that kind of boom of easy
Friday
80s
night
comedy. Yeah, the Friday, like the weird clothes, but just kind of those people that set the stage for where it actually became. Mm-hmm. So Tom Rhodes is the first one that comes to my head because I always liked him in high school, and then eventually years later, he
comes to Minneapolis like once a year, doesn't he? Tom Rhodes?
And years later I met him and he did one of my shows for free after Acme, and we went to a Twins game with Isaac Whitty. So I became friends with this guy that I watched in high school. And he was just as cool as I thought he would be when I watched him in 9th, 10th grade, as he was as an adult when I met him, because he was just so gracious and so kind and giving advice to me, who I'm never going to be a professional full-time comic.
Yeah.
But he watched my set that night at the Acme Funniest Person in Twin Cities contest and told me I should have won. And then took me out to my car and spent 45 minutes getting me high with his own weed. So
that's the generousness for a most generous thing for a young comic is free weed.
Well, as far as me, because I can't get any better than that at this point, unless Don Rickles comes out of the grave and meets me. But that was this guy that I watched told me I was funny. And he got me high. And
that's pretty wild.
And that just kind of actually describes most comics I've actually met, because they're cool. They want to hang out with you. Yeah. They want to interact. They're not going to be dicks. And if they are, maybe they're getting too big.
Occasionally, I think they do. I don't know if I've met any that were dicks in person, but you hear stories.
You hear stories, but I've never actually experienced it. So that's maybe you caught him on a wrong day, or you said the wrong thing. Maybe that. How about that?
Exactly. Wrong day. Hey, I want to be alone today, and people keep bothering me.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. No, I think I met Tom Rhodes once at like a podcast on Tom Bernard's podcast or something. I think I was pushing a comedian and he was performing at Acme that week, and he's like, "Oh, Royal Comedy, you must have saw." He goes, "Oh, I thought that was in England or something." I was like, no, we're just tiny. We're in
just tiny.
So you watched Tom Rhodes on Comedy Central,
and Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg, and that was also on Comedy Central, or
that was Comedy Central
albums. Yep. Well, his albums were pretty good too.
But then I was also lucky enough to live in Minneapolis, so I actually knew who I'm like, oh, that guy's from Minnesota.
Yeah,
and he's funny, and got to meet him a handful of times.
Oh, you went to a few of his shows at Acme, or when he was on?
Yes,
when they did the big shows.
I
because he would record there occasionally. I went to
once. I was at one of the recordings.
Yeah,
and he talked to me later that night. We went to the Late Show, and he talked to me after the show, and we were just sitting around. We had a nice half-hour conversation with Mitch Hedberg, just sitting there.
Nice.
And I'm like, this is awesome. Like everyone else is trying to talk to him, and I'm like, sorry, man, he's talking to me. And then he actually left Acme. We stayed there, finished our beers. About 20 minutes later, he comes stumbling back in. He had obviously partaked in something after he left, but he's looking through Acme. He comes stumbling towards me. He's like, hey, I want to talk to you. I'm going to send you this thing we were talking about, the Los Enchiladas movie. I don't know if you heard about that.
No.
It's a movie he made with I think it's David Tell, it's Hedberg, filmed in Minneapolis. It's about a Mexican restaurant, like people working in it's
we gotta find that on YouTube.
You cannot find it on YouTube.
You can't find it.
No, there was a VHS copy going around the comedy scene when I got involved at Knuckleheads, and I never got to see it. But I talked to Mitch about that, and he was going to send me that. And then a few weeks later, he actually,
he passed. But who else was in it? Who else? David Tell, you said?
David Tell.
So then David Tell may have it sitting somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, but they can't get it released because of legal issues.
They have to ask Mitch Hedberg's family or something, right?
No, not even Hedberg's family, because I was before Mary Hedberg died, his mother.
Okay.
I became really good friends with her after Mitch died.
Okay.
And we were working together on his yearly golf tournament. It was to raise money for Teen and Adult Challenge, Minnesota Teen and Adult Challenge. Nice. About, it's a rehab center.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was.
Oh yeah, I know. They're downtown. I know them.
Yeah. So she got involved with that, and I was involved the last couple of years of it. And then she got cancer and died. But but I talked to her numerous times, like, how can we get this? She's like, Kevin, we can't. Like, there's so many roadblocks to get through this. We cannot get it released. We cannot start a petition. Like I did all that. I tried this. She's like, we've tried. We cannot get it released. So if someone has a copy, you just get lucky to watch. Yes.
And is it a fiction or is it a documentary?
No, it's just it's about guys that work in a Mexican restaurant. It's Hedberg, and I know for sure David Tell, and I know there's a couple other like.
Oh, okay. So it's like a little fictional story they made, like a little film.
Kind of like a before Waiting was actually made.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of comics making fun of working in a restaurant business.
I bet there's a lot of films out there like that are just like hidden, and then people worry about the legality.
And dead. Yeah, and there's dead.
Oh well.
Unless you have a VHS copy somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, or a VHS player if you do get a copy.
Yeah.
Okay. What was my next question? What got you started in doing stand-up comedy? Like, was it the contest, or what was your first stand-up experiences?
Well, I thought about it when I was in college in Duluth. Like, I thought about doing an open mic. I didn't have a clue what I was going to try to do. Yeah. There was a coffee shop that did this open mic, and this girl that I kind of liked was playing guitar. So I said, hey, I'll go watch it. And then I kind of thought, hey, maybe I could do a stand-up bit. Yeah. And it never came to fruition. And then fast forward, 10 years, whatever it was, working at Chili's in Roseville.
Was that the Chili's near Minnesota Comedy? Was that near Minnesota Comedy out there?
Yep. It was kind of by Minnesota Comedy. Minnesota Comedy Club was Maplewood, I think. But yeah, just
Maplewood. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that side of town.
But just
sorry, go ahead.
Probably 10 minutes from.
Yeah.
And actually, Minnesota Comedy Club was the first place I ever got on stage.
Okay.
But to backtrack, Jake Baker, a guy.
Oh, sure, I know Jake Baker.
Okay, yeah, he started at the same time as me. We got hired. We were doing orientation together, and he told me about. He's stand-up comic. So I started just going to Knuckleheads to watch.
Okay.
And I was going every Tuesday. So I'm meeting all these, you know, awesome, seeing all these guys that are successful comedians. It's like, yeah, I got a set list with those guys. I opened for that guy, you know, at open mic. So he got in. Finally, he said, you know, Kevin, you're funny. Write some shit down and get on stage. I'm like,
nice.
Okay,
so
maybe I will.
Knuckleheads open mic kind of.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, but Knuckleheads wasn't the first one.
Oh, you didn't get on there either.
Oh well, no, I did. Eventually, but I wasn't ready yet. You know, so So going back to the Minnesota Comedy Club in Maplewood, I went to the open mic. I thought Jake was going to be there. He didn't show up, and the host that night was Shannon Thompson, who I went to high school with. Okay. And he saw me at the bar, like with a napkin, writing down some things like, "Hey, I saw you writing over here. I heard you're thinking about getting up." I'm like, maybe. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? There's 7 people here tonight.
Was this like did they have it on Friday nights then?
I think this was like a Wednesday night or something.
Wednesday, they were doing a Wednesday. It was, you know, everyone does.
It was a weird, it was,
okay.
And it was in a hotel, you know, like open mic is only going to be comics. But that has to have comics show up, and not a lot did that night. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get up there. And I did like whatever the 3
for the comics that were there.
Yeah, and actually I remember Todd J, you know Todd J as well, right?
Yep, of course.
Yeah, he actually sat in the audience, and he didn't know that he knew me. He knows my dad, whatever. We have a long history, but he doesn't remember that I was there, you know. I remember him because he laughed at, or at least he pity laughed, whatever it was. Yeah. I mean, it was horrible.
He's good at it either way, making it sound like it might be
he's
real.
An actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. That's right.
So at least I got up there and got that out of my way, and then went into Knuckleheads, and that's when I started doing it almost every week. I'd sign up at least, and because I worked there at that point too, I got a serving job there. They kind of let me up when it was a slower. Let's let Kevin up then. Why not?
During the week, not just open mic.
Just open mic.
No, just open mic. Okay. Yeah, I was like, wow, that's pretty nice of them giving you spots during the week.
Why is Kevin getting up when?
Because they had a sign up list, and then not everyone got on back then.
Yeah. Okay. It's like, why is this guy getting up? I'm like, because I work here.
He works there. That's a big thing in comedy.
Well, and I stay and I watch the whole show, and I support. I don't talk. I didn't talk in the back. While someone's performing, like, no, I'm trying to listen to this guy. Just shut up.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's bombing, but let's watch him bomb.
Yeah.
Let's not talk over him.
You can learn a lot watching someone bomb.
Yeah. And I did, because I bombed most of the time. So
nice.
And still do.
And are okay with it, and still get back on stage anyways.
Yeah.
Not me. I bomb. I'm walking off for a year. Let's see. Who are you listening to now in comedy? What like how are you listening to stand up now today?
I've been doing a lot of Netflix, obviously.
Okay. Sure.
And my wife just made me watch Bo Burnham the other day, his new one.
Okay.
Which was Netflix? Which was disturbing.
Okay.
Great.
I haven't seen it, so
it's weird. It's just him about the last year being stuck inside, and he's filming by himself, doing all these amazing lighting things in his apartments, in the studio. Okay. But it's like, did someone check in on him after he released this? Because is he okay?
Wow. Because
really, he got raw and real, and maybe it's just an act, but it seemed I've never really actually seen Bo Burnham before until a couple of days ago. I've heard of him.
Okay. But I've heard the name, but I can't picture who it is.
Yeah, he was like a young YouTube star, I think, then became a comic, and then gave up because he got too much for him. And then he's like, I'm going to come back. And then he started filming the special, I'm coming back. And
we must have enough following for Netflix to let him have a special.
Yeah. I mean, it was and like Judd Apatow said, I've watched this 20 times since it got released. It's fantastic.
Really?
So it's just it's a weird, dark, but it's funny at the same time. But it's still like, oh man, this guy just let us know what happened to him during the pandemic, and he needs to be out in front of the stage, because
I'll add it to my
sitting
list,
alone in
comedy
his room. Yeah, it was really, like I said, I didn't want to watch it, and my wife's like, this, and we put it on later at night. I'm like, okay, now I can't go to sleep. So after I watched it, I had to stay up for another hour, just like, holy cow, that guy's. It was just kind of exhilarating to see that kind of real, just he showed stuff that most people would cut out of their special that he recorded, like of him just getting frustrated and like I'm like, that sounded good. But just seeing that artistic process work when you can't actually go out and work on it, except for right here in front of you.
He's been writing comedy on Zoom.
So he's used to getting these, reactions from a crowd and being able to have that, crowd break where he plays a lot of music too. And so like sitting on the piano, but then it's like, you can just tell he's not getting that reaction. So it's kind of killing him. It's like, this is not good then, because no one's laughing or no one's. So it was just very interesting to watch. Yeah. But and other than that, Nate,
Bargatze.
I saw you share it.
Everyone's oh, did I share it? I haven't even watched it yet.
Well, I watched his new one,
but his new one. I haven't seen his new one, but I've heard everyone talking about it. It's supposed to be pretty good. I'm definitely going to watch it soon. And I saw him years ago at
before the pandemic. I had never heard of him.
Okay, yeah, he before that he was doing some of those Netflix where they had several comedians specials, where they had like 5 different comedians. I don't know if that was his first full length or he had one full length before that on Netflix. But yeah, he's it's been around for a while. He when I saw him in Nashville, I was there for a math conference before I even opened the comedy club in Hopkins. And I asked, why don't you ever come to Minnesota? And he goes, they don't pay well, is what he said. I think that's what he said. I might be misquoting him. That's what I remember hearing. And it might have been not for a headlining set. It might have been for a feature set. He might have still been, or enough. But it might have been for a feature set at that point. He might have not been a headliner, and there was nowhere for a headliner at his level at that time to perform in Minnesota. If it's a big enough club, they want a huge headliner because they got to fill the 300 seats or the 500 seat club we have. And then, but we have, we have a 50 seat club still, or 70 seat, I guess. So we could have done that, but that probably doesn't pay enough. So, the balance, we need a 100 seat club. Joke Joint was like one or 200 seats. But what are you going to do? Not me.
Yeah, Joke Joint. I like Joke Joint.
Yeah, Joke Joint. I think that was a decent size, so they could pay enough and make enough.
Until that pie takes off, though. Once pie takes off,
are you on Pie Coin?
100 seat.
Oh my gosh!
I'm in your circle, dummy. You're the reason who got me it.
Does it say your name? Does it say your name on there? Because some people put in like code names, so I don't always know who they are. No, I've got like 30 people on there, and about half of them mine daily. I think I don't know, this year. What ends if it comes out as $1 and we all have an extra couple $100? Nice. We'll just go to the bar with it.
It's literally a no risk situation.
Yeah, that's what I say, but people are always worried about data and stuff. I said it's a professor at Stanford. Now I'm going to put it in the comments in this. If we put this up on YouTube, I'm going to put my Pi link in the comments. We should put your Pi link in the comments. Get you some followers.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're currently. What do you think of this is interesting. Have you been watching what's going on with the stand-up scene as far as shows? Because you put on shows yourself. Have you started putting on shows yet, or
not yet?
What's going on in town or around the country?
Well, they seem to be opening up. I know,
right?
Cocazello's got Tuesdays starting at Whitey's Saloon.
Yep.
Every Tuesday at, I don't know what, 8 o'clock. Let's say 8 o'clock.
Something like that. It probably won't start on time.
Yeah, I've been talking to Joe this whole last 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Like, he's one of the only people that I actually talk to on the phone. So I know I'll know all about Joe Cocazello's goings ons right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's going to produce his own.
Yep, and we're working together to do a couple shows as well. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Waconia Brewing soon. I had 2 shows booked last summer that
got canceled. Or
so yeah, because now that we're getting back, I guarantee it's gonna happen.
And they got a room and everything, right, at Waconia?
No, that's Inky. I don't work
so
for
Waconia,
Inky, but
so they would just
Waconia's
be in the
a
bar
brewery.
then. Yep. Okay, I haven't been out there yet.
Yeah, I did a show there 5 years ago with Dave Johnson and Robert Burrell.
Okay, sure.
And we had 228, I think my wife counted.
Well, you could fit 200 people in there?
Not legally, because
okay.
But it was literally wall to wall packed. So I'm excited to get that again now that we can actually do that, because the bar is always busy, and it's coming soon.
You want to see entertainment, right? There's not much entertainment out in Waconia.
Yeah, and we had a club for a bit. It was a sushi place that did a monthly show on Tuesday nights. They got some good acts that came through, but
do they got an empty movie theater out there? Someone needs to buy their empty movie theater.
No, it's open.
Right? They got it, but the ones that are closing, people should be looking at and putting in stages or something, right? And put live comedy, and you already have the seats all ready to go with the cup holders.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Not me, but I don't know. I just heard a Dinah Theater just went out of business. And I was like, gosh, that's like 4 rooms there. You could have a lot of comedy.
Well, yeah. Speaking of theater, Daryl Horner starting a new one on Sunday nights at New Hope Simmer and Grill. So
getting that going again.
Yeah, so that's
getting New Hope. Okay.
So yeah, that's starting this Sunday, I believe. So this Sunday, Daryl Horner comedy, whatever he calls it.
And then who's
Tuesday, Joe Cocazello and Friends comedy, whatever he calls it.
So it's coming back.
So
it's coming back in Minnesota and other places. I've been watching people in Texas, and you can watch everyone on Facebook where they're doing shows.
Yeah,
and
Sisyphus
slowly
still
coming back. Yeah, I just because I saw Akeem Woods is going to be at Sisyphus on the 5th tomorrow.
Yeah,
Akeem Woods. Did you ever see him when he came? He was at my club for one show. I have no idea how we found each other, but
I know the name, but I don't know him.
Yeah, so that should be good.
Yeah,
and I think partly to do with I think that'll do well with it's Pride Month and it's at Sisyphus, and hopefully that packs in. Because I think we can be at full capacity now. I don't know.
I believe so, or if not, I don't think anyone's going to care. So they're going to sell the ticket.
Yeah, at your brewery, I mean, you've been working, right? Are they?
Yeah.
They're not restricting capacity, and
not
masks
anymore.
are not required.
Nope. We're just trusting that,
Yeah, that you're safe.
Because most of the people that did, the regulars at least that came in, they all respected so now it's like, we expect that you are vaccinated. We're not going to, I'm not going to be masked or vax police anymore. That was the worst.
You don't experience. Have to be you don't have to be mask police. And you're vaccinated though, working in there. Yeah. Working, because you're at risk every time if you're not vaccinated, being in an indoor business.
Touching everyone's
touching
glasses.
Their drinks. Yeah.
I mean, you never grab by the rim.
Yeah,
if you're a good server.
I know a lot of servers need to get that. I see it all the time. Yeah. I just was at one of my first places went to was a breakfast place, and I think they grab by the rim. I'm like, come on. I drank it anyways, but
we just went through this damn pandemic, and you still can't just.
They still grab from the rim because it's on top. It's easier, and they just don't. Let them grab from the bottom.
Like that's the things that should change. Stay the same from the pandemic. Stay 6 feet away from me when I'm standing.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if that stayed?
Just why?
Yeah,
like
give me personal space.
Especially like at the grocery store, like
the grocery store, waiting in line.
Like she's not gonna get your stuff up yet.
Well, the whole
wait till
thing
it's halfway through.
The whole thing is the budging a line, and I think they do in Japan is where you see who's last in line and then you're after that person, or sometimes you call that out and say, I'm after the guy with the blue shirt, and then the next person that comes, who's last in line, and everyone knows who's last in line. and you're humans and you communicate, but no one wants to do that.
So you don't have to stand. You just go.
You don't have to
down
stand
say,
in a
I'm
line. You could be anywhere.
That's,
you know who's last in line. It's crazy that
perfect.
we don't do that.
Let's do that.
I was at a Walmart liquor store, and they didn't have enough people doing, the checkout. So they sent all the people into the liquor store to check out. And I was like, what is happening? I just ran in here. I figured at 10 a.m, there'd be no line. And now there's like 5 people in front of me. But, at least for me, I learned patience. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they were just coming in with like whatever they were getting at Walmart, their eggs, bananas, t-shirt. And, I was just like, what is happening? Well, they didn't, that's Walmart. Okay. And then what was my you promoting upcoming shows? So what are you going to go to next? Are you going to go perform at one of these Daryl Horner's or Joe's shows?
Tuesdays is going to be hard because I have softball. So I don't really want to go from Eden Prairie to Minneapolis. Okay. Unless Joe's going to lend me his couch for the night where I can just
to come back. Yeah, especially it's got a dance party going on.
And soak my bones, because after I play softball for 2 hours, I'm sore.
You don't want to go all sweaty in there.
I don't want to be, But yeah,
and then what about Sundays?
Try to stop by the Sunday, actually, because my brother's leaving town. He's going to go on a trip to. He's calling it choose my adventure. So based on the choose your own adventure books as a kid.
Yeah, sure.
He's traveling around Europe and having people tell him where he's going to stay, and and blog about the places and all that kind of stuff. So he's leaving Sunday.
Does he need a special passport to go into Europe with the vaccines and stuff? You can just.
He's got it all figured out. He was supposed to do this last year, so he spent a year figuring out
their current, because I know they have all these different restrictions and stuff.
And he's changing things as he's going, based on the restrictions. But he's pretty much got at least a good where people can still vote, but it's going to be possible for him to still go there. Like he was doing places where never mind, I can't.
And then he blogs about it.
He's going to blog about it, take pictures.
Okay.
And
does he have a blog already up that we could check out?
It's on Facebook.
Okay.
Choose My Adventure.
Choose My Adventure on Facebook.
Okay. Johnny Estling, Johnny Estling.
Estling.
He goes by Johnny.
Nice.
JOHNNEE. You know what I'm saying, Johnny.
If someone's interested, they'll find it.
Yeah,
Estling.
It's a travel. If you're into travel, and
okay,
he's a single gay man, so it should be interesting. Okay, that kind of situation.
Traveling Europe.
Yeah, and he's been there before, and he knows friends, so he's going to be able to involve them in that too. But in general, he's going to be living by himself on kind of a budget, so kind of also telling people how to be able to travel.
Staying at hostels. Staying at hostels then.
Staying at hostels probably, and little out of the way
hotels.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you travel Europe. I mean, that used to be the thing. Okay, thanks for coming on, Kevin. I'm gonna next steps figure out how to get this up on the podcast universe. I can definitely get it on YouTube. That's easy. Oh my gosh, you even have a shirt. I couldn't even find a shirt to put on. Nice.
I had props. Well, I got plenty of shirts because you gave me all of them.
Oh, and you have all the shirt. Perfect. I'll hit you up with my sizing. I got a few sweatshirts.
I got sweatshirts. I got
Kevin's
t-shirts,
selling them.
Royal Comedy. I'm not selling them. I'm getting them out of my garage.
Oh, no.
They're supposed to go to Coca-Cola. No, I don't care.
Oh, is that where they're supposed to go to? Someone wants them.
You said Coca-Cola. I just took them because when you gave me
he didn't have a car access at the time. So bring it to.
By the way, Michael gave me all his sound equipment from the club, which I'd like to publicly say thank you for, because
you're welcome.
Actually makes my shows a little easier, because I do have equipment, but the speakers I have are huge, and the ones you gave me are
those
fantastic.
Are nice portable ones. I'll have to come out to a show eventually.
So
we'll see.
So yes, your equipment is going to go to good use this year. And
nice. Yeah, get some comedy going out in Waconia.
Hopefully, everybody go check out any local comedy right now. It doesn't matter who's running it. Doesn't matter if you.
Exactly. It's probably just good to get out and laugh, right?
Just do it. Don't be offended. Don't just go out and laugh. Don't.
Yeah, won't that be
out
interesting?
because
That's gonna be. It's gonna be
yeah.
an interesting year. Hopefully, there's not too
We
much
can't make
offense
fun
and
of
just.
that. Yes, we can.
Yeah, exactly.
We are going to make fun of that and just enjoy it, because the next one not going to be about that subject. So deal with it. One joke offends you, sit your ass down and laugh at the next one.
Okay,
So,
you heard it from Kevin Estling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't screw comedy up. It's time for a resurgence.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Talk
All
to
right.
you soon.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah, talk
Bye-bye.
to you.